This is T Money, and you are now watching the T Money Podcast Joint. Joint. People keep saying show. People keep saying, I don't know, video show. No, it's joint, homie. Yo, listen, I'm here with my co-host, Stax Scudero. What up, Stax? How you doing?
What's going on? I'm here on the T Money Podcast Joint, and I wanted to say happy second anniversary to you.
No doubt, man. This is the second year of the T Money Podcast Joint. We have such a great time here.
Big things are going,
and see, boss, big things.
Big things are going.
Been going here. And we've had such a great time, and we've had great guests, man. And to add to that list of phenomenal guests, we have G Depp in the building. G Depp in the building.
We a special delivery.
G Depp in the building. Special delivery. I had that. Woo!
Special delivery.
What's up, good buddy?
Good, bro. You already know.
Yeah, it's good seeing you, man.
Yeah,
it's
thanks,
good
man.
seeing you for real, like real talk, man, like from my heart, man. It's good seeing you. Your energy when that joint was crazy, and I really appreciate you coming through today, man.
Of course, man. Of course. Thanks for having me. Man.
No, that's so. As we generally do here, right? We generally talk to artists, and we kind of start from the very beginning because you never know. I mean, we had a conversation earlier with somebody that a lot of people don't know people. It's like ridiculous. How don't you know who DMC from Run DMC is? How don't you know who all these people are? How don't you know who Wu-Tang is? Right. Somebody told me the other day, I don't know who's Wu-Tang Clan. So what are you talking to me about? Wow. Why are you here? Did you say you liked hip-hop? Yeah, but you don't like the kind of hip-hop I just don't understand what you're saying to me. You're talking reckless, right? I so we try to actually chronicle a person's life and career from the very beginning. So let's talk a little about. You're from Harlem, right? Harlem, USA. Sure. Represent, Harlem. Right? Look at Stack's face.
Yes, I'm proud. Yes, it's a proud Harlem moment. So I'll start the questions off.
There you go. And listen, you go ahead.
I'm gonna set it off.
You go ahead. I'm gonna fall back. I'm gonna fall back.
You don't have to fall back. But I'm just gonna ask the first question.
Okay, well go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So, what was your first inspiration? That led you to knowing that hip hop was your path, to knowing that rapping was your path? Like, what was that very first thing?
I just had to say, like, honestly, it's crazy because now we sitting here and Ralph McDaniels is in the other room.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And
crazy.
that was probably
He's such
the
a
first
staple.
time. Yeah, word up. And I was watching the episode of one of his shows one day, and You Got the Chill came on.
EPMD set it off
so
for
I'm
you.
Just, I was already like, I loved hip hop already, you know what I'm saying? But just one day it came on and the way they was going, like, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, damn, it was amazing to me, like how they was putting them words together, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like, yo, like, it was like almost like magical, like, yo, like how they was saying what they wanted to say, but in rhyme, like, it just blew my mind. From there,
you started writing?
Yeah, I started, I started exploring what that could be about, you know?
So everybody has their top 5. So I'm not going to say now, but I'll say from then. You're starting with EPMD.
Right. So
after EPMD, who were the other rappers during that time frame that had your ear that made you say, yo, I want to, like, it just kept, you were constantly inspired? Because at that time, we can only listen to, it was Kiss FM, right?
And
WBLS. And we only had hip hop on Friday and Saturdays for like 2 hours.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. You had the mix shows. That was it, really.
Yeah.
Right.
And your MTV Raps and Video Music Box.
That was truth be told. Yeah,
yeah,
that's right.
For sure. Did that start yet for me? I might be thinking a little bit more ahead, but
I think I was watching Video Music Box in about 88, 87. I remember watching Video Music Box then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the end.
88, 87.
Okay, all right, okay. So in staying right there, you said You Got to Chill, so that's EPMD. Who were the other rappers that inspired you at that time?
I mean,
because I'm looking at your picture, it's kind of is Slick Rick gonna be one of the people? Because Slick was kind of Slick was always fly.
Yeah, he was definitely that guy. You know, Slick. You had Rakim at that time.
Nice,
you know what I'm saying? Like his style was, I always thought I didn't know until I got older that he was from Long Island. I always thought he was like a Harlem dude.
His swag, right?
His swag. He used to wear
See that, Rock? I'm not the only one.
That's
okay.
a fact. He used
Yeah.
to wear the Louis and the, you know what I mean. So I used to be like, damn.
He had to come uptown to see Dapper Dan.
Yeah,
Dapper Dan
yeah,
used to be right there on
that's what it was
125th,
probably, yeah.
between 5th and Madison.
That's fact.
That's where his store was at.
Right there.
That first
yeah.
one.
Mhm.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah, you had LL was one of the dudes that I was just mainstream. Who if you was like hot at that time, like I was a hip hop head. You know what I'm saying? Brand Nubian.
Yeah, for
You know what I'm
sure.
saying? Even NWA, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I used to just, like, listen to anything that was really, like, kind of out there. I would give it a try, listen, you know what I'm saying?
So you were inspired by a lot of the early rappers and rap groups, right?
Yeah,
Just to
Big
start
Daddy
rapping?
Kane, stuff like
Right.
that.
So you
Absolutely.
started writing. So you became. Were you proficient when you started writing initially, or were you like, all right with your rhymes? Like some listen, some people listen to me as a hip hop person, right? My whole life, right? I DJ'd first. You feel me?
Oh, okay.
So I DJ'd for many years, right? So then the thing was to be a rapper, because you can't you couldn't elevate because he went from the DJ who was the most popular to being the rap person. So now I have a rap group, right? We get a deal on Def Jam, so now I'm writing. So
Wow.
I know I'm okay. I'm good. I can spit, but then I'm looking at my peers and I'm like, yo, they ill.
Oh,
Like my peer was LL Cool J.
Right.
My peer was Tila Rock. My peer was
Okay,
You
yeah,
know,
so
my
you
peers
had a
was-
high bar. Like,
my ball was crazy. Right?
Right.
So I was like, hold on, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? Am I that dope as a rapper? Right? So I'm asking, like in the beginning, that you like say, okay, I got this. I got bars. You know what I mean? Or
yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I might have been that smug to really think that I had it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
What rapper don't think that
Yeah,
though?
I guess so. That's a
It's
fact.
the ego thing.
Yeah, that's
like,
a fact. You
yeah.
like, yo,
and you
I
a
can do
rapper
that.
too. You know.
This is what I'm saying, but we talk about him today. But I'm just saying you have to have, like, all three of us can can identify with that, right?
Facts.
If it's your time and they calling you to the microphone, you gonna step to that mic.
Oh, you
You're
got-
gonna give it everything because
Right.
your confidence is coming from your toenails all the way up off the top of your head.
Right.
What's up? We good?
Copy.
You dressed, you ready to go. Your music drop, and that's it.
Right.
But it gotta be different when you got hits, which we're gonna get to in a second.
Yeah, no question. You got those hits. You got
I'm
those hits.
excited.
But
Okay.
before all that, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
talk to me a little about your upbringing. So you from Harlem. Now we're gonna take it back real quick. 'Cause I know you guys love this Harlem thing. You know what I mean?
Listen,
Salute-
it's not a thing. It's just.
yeah, but
is.
peace though.
Yeah.
Salute to Harlem because I lived in Harlem a lot and I know
Mm-hmm.
the Harlem swag. I rock with Harlem. I
Okay.
dress fresh
'Cause
to
I'm
death.
kinda seeing
I
the
understand
drip
that
tape.
energy.
yeah,
Rock-
yeah,
saying,
that's
you
a
know what I
fact.
mean?
Oh, I
Yeah,
always-
kinda-
I always-
You
dig it.
heavily influenced.
Yeah.
Without question, you know,
Right.
without question. I've
Yeah.
never been that tacky. But yo, peep this, yo. So talk to me. I mean, where you from in Harlem? What part of Harlem? You from the west side, the east side?
Yeah, I'm from the east side.
Yeah,
You know, most of my life I grew up on the east side. You know what I mean? But when I was young, I lived on the west side. I lived on 164th area. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
People would kind of argue that was like Washington Heights, but
Yeah.
you know where I lived, it was kind of I lived like right around the corner from Sugar Hill. Like,
Oh,
you know what I
okay,
mean? So
yeah.
it was like
Okay, that's Harlem. That's
still
Harlem for sure.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like it was, so I lived there for a while. I lived, the Bronx a couple of years in my life. You know what I'm saying?
The reason why I'm
I
asking
bounced
these
around.
questions in regards to where you live, it kind of paints a picture of who you become as a man later in life. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And like some of the things that you had to endure. You know,
Copy.
because everybody's story is not the same. You know what I mean? So
True.
yeah, and you went from Harlem to reaching great heights in your career, bro. Like I'm gonna tell you right now, when that special delivery joint dropped, the streets was fire, man. Right? So you signed with Bad Boy, right? And somebody was influential in actually helping you get that deal, right? It was
Black
Black
Rob.
Rob,
Black
right?
Rob, definitely,
Rest in
man.
peace to Black
Rest in
Rob,
peace.
right?
Piece of the bro, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Black Rob himself was really ill. To me, he was dope. He was dope.
His
you know what I mean?
voice.
Definitely was.
Yeah, his voice, right?
His voice
Yeah.
was like raspy, heavy.
Yeah, man. And he was very, very, very smart, very intellectual too. On a a lot of people might not have knew that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was like a reader. You know what I mean? So he used to read. And, you know, you would think he would just come up with this stuff, but a lot of stuff was just like, you know, stuff that he had on his mind, and you know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Yeah, especially a lot of his later stuff. You kind of see the you know, the development.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
He said, I had a bad uptown. She was whoa. Had me in the head. I mean, like, whoa.
Yeah.
That I remember when that first dropped, and I think Funkmaster Flex played it 5 times back to back
Yeah,
to
he
back.
good
One
for
of
that,
them
though.
joints.
But it was like that
Yeah,
though,
one of them
and
joints.
everybody in Harlem was.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but the real, but the
Because we all
crazy
thought it was
part.
about us.
but the-
Every woman, either in Harlem or in the Bronx, was like, "Yo, that song is about me.
That's a
I'm the bad chick uptown as well."
Yeah, and
That's how-
I can definitely concur. You know what I mean?
Right?
Because I was like, wow, I lived that story. I lived it. I can understand what he's talking about.
Right.
You know what I mean? So salute
You
to Black
driving in the
Rob.
car with your chick,
Yeah.
and you rap to her. She like, "Eh."
Yeah, I can understand that.
It's a thing.
100%. So you get your deal with Bad Boy, and then you come out on Rob's first album, correct?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was on
You know,
the Life
You
Story.
debuted on his first joint, and then you eventually get your own shine, and then you dropped a special delivery joint. You know, what was the influence? What influenced you to make that song? You know, and put the song out, and how did it change everything for you too? Because it became a hit record like crazy. Like everybody in the street was crazy about that record. You know what I mean? And when it dropped, that's all you heard on the radio. So I mean, you know, like most artists historically, even from the 50s, they say that moment is when they hear that record on the radio.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, you heard my record, and you know, and back in the day, it became crazy. Like, how when you heard your record on the radio, how did you feel? Like, I mean, and how did life change for you at that point?
It changed, man. It was a big deal, you know, for me. Like I was just more impressed that, you know, something that I actually sat there in a project, you know, building and wrote was on the radio.
So did you write that in your room?
Yeah.
You wrote that in your room.
Wow, how cool
Were
is
you
that?
looking
In my room, looking right out the window.
looking out the
Like
okay,
this.
okay.
I'm sitting at the window,
Okay.
you know, back there smoking my little weed. I used to
Okay.
smoke at that time. Just smoking, looking out the window. I lived on the first floor. So I used to just watch people walk by, just sit there, right? And you know what I'm saying?
So Johnson was big. Were you looking at Lexington Avenue? Were you looking at Lex?
yeah,
when you
I
looked
was
out the
looking at
window?
Lex. I live right at the bus stop. You know,
Oh,
On
wow.
113th?
Yeah, right there.
Wow.
Yeah, you definitely knew my dad.
Wow.
They,
hell
they
yeah, I
grew
know
up.
he- Was he
they-
a housing worker?
No, he lived there.
He lived in. I
He
lived in
lived there.
1840.
Your dad?
I think it was
I
it's the
know.
building that's on the right. It's on the right side.
Yeah, so
On the right, yeah.
I lived in the
Right
building.
there, yeah.
1840.
Same.
Small
the,
world.
know
Yeah,
him.
he was
I
in
know
he
him
was
for
in
sure.
he was in 8D. That's
Wow,
where they
I was
lived
in
in.
1E.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep. So I probably seen you and didn't
Hell
even
yeah,
know.
hell yeah,
That's
hell yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. When I
You
look
see
at
how
it
close you
immediately-
are to people? Boom.
You never
That's a
know.
fact.
Here,
Never
hip
know
record
that.
coming to me.
That's a fact.
That's crazy.
You gotta touch the fabric. Look, I'm touching the fabric. I'm touching the fabric.
There you go.
So you so the record changed your life essentially, right?
Yeah. I mean, you know, you know, gradually things got different. You know, I mean, you know, in a lot of different ways, good ways. You know, mostly good. You know, I was coming from, you know, where I was coming from, so a lot of it was like new to me. You know, people walking up to you, yo, I'm like, yo, what's up? Like, you know, shit.
Right.
Dudes is like,
You're like, who are you doing? I
I'm
don't know
like,
you,
yo,
son.
bro, like, what happened? And so dudes is like, nah, just, you know, that. So I had to get used to that, you know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So, you know, after a while, you know, after I started getting focused, you know, it's, you know, and I realized that, you know, that was just what it was, you know?
But like at that time, I feel like what's missing now is the artist development as far as like someone actually sitting you down and preparing you for what's gonna happen, and like the PR person, your press person, kind of preparing you for how to handle certain things that may come your way. Did you have that? You had that in place.
Yeah, we actually did up at Bad Boy.
So-
They had a, like artist development. I had to come to like maybe once a week.
Yeah, so kind of like school to prepare yourself.
Yeah.
Yo, you about to be a big
Yeah,
star.
yeah.
This is what's gonna
This how
happen.
you should sit with your hands, you know, on your like. I remember, I always remember that. You know, they used to be like, "Yo, put your hands on your legs,"
Right.
and you know what I mean.
So that you don't come off as
so that-
defensive
or
or-
right, or just
yeah.
like straight neutral. You know.
You
Yes.
couldn't be in there like this. Like, yo, dog, what you want to
Yeah,
do?
so
You
I'm
know
saying,
what I'm saying?
You know, or slouching. So you see, I don't know if you see me. I keep sitting up. Like I
Right.
still remember that. You know
Oh
what I'm
wow,
saying?
that's crazy.
Stuff like that. But yeah, you definitely get that.
I
that
think
experience.
that I mentioned this to you because I feel like a lot of that is missing from the artists that are out today. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
like
there is no
That's
more
what
of
I'm
that
saying.
whatsoever.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
probably don't even really know.
Labels
know
no,
that
no
they-
longer do that.
it doesn't exist.
Labels
Right?
don't
Because
no
they
longer
just
do
kinda-
anything.
Even
to be
the
honest
labels
with
don't
you,
do it. Huh?
they don't even. The labels no longer do anything. They have you do all the work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Trust
yeah.
me.
That's a turnoff.
Yeah.
For me.
Mm-hmm.
But back to you.
Well,
What was that like? Because I'm pretty sure you did Summer Jam. What was, and everybody wanted to do Summer Jam, right?
Right.
So like before you got put on, right? Let's say it's the year before you got put on. Did you go to Summer Jam?
I actually never did Summer Jam.
You never did Summer
I
Jam?
never did Summer Jam.
Listen, y'all need to have him come out as a special guest
That's a fact.
in 2025
That would be
because
dope.
he got hit. Stop playing.
You know why?
Bring G Dep out.
Yeah, that would be fire. Let's
You
do
deserve
this.
that. We putting
Yeah.
it out there.
That's a fact.
So if you
That's,
get
that's
put,
what we're doing. We're promoting that.
Yep.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the official promotion for G-Dep to do
Listen.
Summer Jam
That's right.
2025.
that's right.
Summer Jam.
Remember, you heard it first right here on the
That's
T-Money
right.
Podcast. Join them
That's
with
right.
Stax Cadero.
That's right.
Facts.
Ladies and
He
gentlemen.
need to do it. Go ahead.
Facts. I mean, a lot of it had to do with my album. My album dropped. It dropped
Mm-hmm.
November 20th.
Oh,
You know what I'm
after.
saying?
Okay.
Right after
So
the
yeah,
fact.
so like by the time the summer came around the next year, you know, it really wasn't the focus. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, yo, just do your show. You know
Right.
what I mean?
I want to ask you another question. I know that you signed the Bad Boy. So how was your relationship with Puff at the time? You know, I mean,
Well,
he worked on your he worked close with you on your album and obviously your hit records. What was your relationship like with him?
I mean, you know, he gave me the opportunity, man.
Mm-hmm.
He was definitely instrumental in everything that we did. You know what I'm saying? Myself included. You know, all the artists. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was definitely an experience working with him. Like, you know, I learned a lot.
Right.
You know, I learned, you know, to really, you know, take care of, you know, to kind of. He was the first person to kind of explain that to me. I didn't realize it then, though. You know what I mean? Like, like when you put out music that you got to be responsible for it. Like, you know what I mean?
In what way?
One day he was like, yo, Deb, don't you got an album out? Like I ran into him. I forgot where I was going. I was going somewhere, and we was downtown, like in the studio area. Like I think I was going to somewhere in the Bad Boy office, and he was leaving. And I ran to him. He was like, yo, did your album drop? I was like, yeah. He's like, so where you going? I was like, nah, I just gotta go. I wasn't like, I was dressed regular. He was like, yo, you should be like, you should be out here promoting, bro. Like, what you doing? And I didn't even realize, like,
Right.
you know, I'm just like being regular, like, you know what I'm saying? Just thinking that the label gonna take care of everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm.
So what? So what? Because I would think that too.
Yeah.
So what was he expecting you to do?
I think he was expecting me to be like, you know,
More on
knocking,
top of them?
on top of them. Like, yo, what's
Okay.
up? Why I'm not here? Why I'm not
Right.
here?
He wanted
know?
you to flip
Yeah.
because that's what he would have did.
Right, knocking down
Okay.
the doors, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, yo, you supposed to be, what's up?
You're supposed
Like,
to be
you know
an
what I'm saying?
animal about
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
I got my album out. What's up with my
Album out,
video?
What's up with the video? Yo,
My
we had the
magazine.
videos, but like it was
Yeah.
like I was supposed to be at these radio stations. I was
Yeah.
supposed to be. What are you doing over here on 48th and 8th? Like, Hot 97 is that way. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Right.
So it was like, yo, you know, and he was just like, you know, being artist mode. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So it's putting you on the game.
yeah,
That's
he, was
good.
definitely-
No.
he used to do that a lot. Like, yo, what's up? Like what y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, so that definitely, you know, was something that I learned from him. Like, you know what I mean? That just, if you're doing it, do it. Like, you know what I mean?
He's the ultimate hustler.
Yeah.
Regardless of what's going on in the media right now, he's the one person that I constantly saw in the forefront. That's like, I'm gonna go get it. This is mine. You know, from taking every jab because he got plenty of those, right? Going from City College to everything that's happening now is a lot of like knockdowns and drag out fights that we had to watch him come back from. Right, so I could see why he would give you that advice. It's like, yo, I gave you the opportunity. You here now. Do something with
like,
it.
That's it. Yeah, that's
you know, and that's like his mantra to always keep going.
Yeah, exactly.
Was that take that, right? So he's on the marathon when he did the marathon and he had his fist up. I used to work in a gym and I was on the treadmill and I seen him like that. I was like, oh shit, I can't stop. I can't, can't stop, won't stop. I gotta keep moving. So he was like a motivator for a lot of people. So I'm happy to know that with his artists, he was the same way.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm thinking that he couldn't be any other way. That's who Sean is. You understand? So that salute to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
sure. So you came up with special delivery, and then you worked. At what point were you no longer with Bad Boy, and what transpired at that point?
Well, I had a lot of issues, man. With myself going on. So it was just it was at you figure 2003, 4.
Right.
One day I was in the studio, and then we just it was after countless times of them telling me, yo, bro, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like get yourself together, you know what I mean? So, one day they was just like, yo, look, man, you get yourself together, give us a call, bro, And it was like, it wasn't no like, yo, no bad blood. It was just like, yo, bro, like, what are we doing? This is a business, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we love you, but like, bro, like, so it was like, all right, so, I just kind of just fell back, and I used to come to the studio with Rob. Rob was still my bro. I used to come through, you know what I mean? But at that point, they weren't putting any more music out. I wasn't, it was obvious. It wasn't the same thing. Like, I used to come and get beats and, come and book studio time, but that wasn't happening. I was just hanging around. So, after a while, I was like, all right, you know what? Let me just start putting my own music together, you know what I'm saying?
Gradually transitions,
gradually,
right?
I just, kind of just was putting my mixtapes together, but it wasn't no love lost. It was just like, all right, what's up? One day the dude was like, somebody told me like, yo, Puff was listening to your mixtape, man. He was like, yo, I'm feeling that, like, you know what I mean? So I was getting motivation here and there, like, yo, like, brothers, I just gotta, get myself together, you know what I mean? Which was in the headspace I was in. It was, I was still fooling myself, you know what I'm saying?
But you were growing up in the spotlight.
Yeah, and that's very difficult. That's extremely difficult.
Yeah, you were becoming a man in front of everybody.
Yeah,
so like if you could, if your celebrity came later, maybe you would have handled it differently.
Yeah.
If your celebrity came like 5 years later, so like if you were doing your mixtapes and hanging out with Rob, if you were getting his attention, if you got the attention slower, right? Like not to say that you weren't officially grinding, right? Because I don't know if you were or you weren't. But if it came easy to you, like, yo, this my man, blah, 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 here's the deal, da, da, da. It's like, oh, wow. If you really didn't have to work for it, then you don't really know what that is for people to be like, oh, my God, I'm trying, this is not working. And you already there. You already got hits. You got people you had a whole dance, like everybody was, and still, right? So then do you think that you got comfortable? Is that what it was? You got comfortable.
Yeah, I definitely got.
And it made you not as hungry for it anymore?
I think it was like a mixture of, delusion, because I was on drugs, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And it was just comfortability, you know what I mean? Like complacency, like, yo, I got these two smokers, like, I'm good, like, you know what I'm saying? Not good, but like, you feel like you did something where, you gotta always, you know what I'm saying? Look at the new thing, the next thing, you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't thinking that way.
To Stack's point, it had a lot to do with maturity.
Yeah.
Growing up
because I mean that
that's
happens.
A lot.
That happens, and growing up in the public eye is extremely tough. But let me tell you something. Everybody in life has an opportunity to be successful, and they also have an opportunity to come back from failure. You know, and I think you're doing a masterful job at it at this point. You know,
Appreciate that.
and salute to you,
Praise
brother.
the
You know what I mean?
Creator,
Because I read something in regards to the thing that you were facing as it relates to your incarceration. And I didn't even know, like, I think I mentioned this to you before we started today, that you actually turned yourself in,
Right.
you know, which was, I mean, bro, people don't do that, you know, and that itself shows maturity, it shows character,
Absolutely.
shows the type of person you are, you know, across the board, you know. Talk to us a little about that decision, you know, and, you know, why you took it upon yourself to do that. Because I'm just really curious to know, because that's a big deal. Like, most people don't do that, and you should be, instead of people looking at you in a way, even if they do it, they should salute you. I salute you. Like, I sat here and was like, you know, that's amazing, you know, to do that.
Well, I mean, I was, you know, at that point in my life, I was always, you know, I was looking for, you know, something kind of, you know, I was always kind of reflective. You know what I'm saying? And you know, so I was trying to understand, you know, my position and my place in the universe, so to speak, and just like what, you know, trying to understand just, you know, what was going on as far as, like, you know, on a grand scale of things and things of that nature. Like, so, you know, you know, I started, you know, I always was, you know, a person that was aware of, you know, God and, you know, and Jesus and stuff like that, you know, just spirituality. You know, I always believed there was something greater, you know, something more, you know. So, you know, at that point in my life, you know, I really, you know, I had to, you know, knowing what I'd done, you know what I mean. It was something that I was feeling like, you know, I really felt deeply that, you know, it was more, you know, that it was bigger than just this life I was living. Like, it was more of an eternal. I know that might sound like
No, but
super
that's real.
big, but like,
that's real.
you know what
It
I
was
mean?
something spiritual that drew you to do that.
It was
right.
it was more of a eternal decision. It was like, yo, you know, I didn't want to die without at least, you know, trying to make amends for that.
Right.
So it was like, you know, at this point, you know, what can I do to, you know, at least, you know, try to, you know, answer, you know, just kind of like, you know, I knew that I had been blessed by getting these, you know, record deal and you know, things of that nature. My life was, you know, I had beautiful children,
Okay.
things of that nature. So it was like, okay, what you know, in you know, some not that you have to exchange anything with God or anything like that, but like sometimes, you know, you do have to, you know, with faith, that, you know, it's also, you know, acts. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You gotta, you know what I'm saying?
Acts of kindness, acts
yeah,
of
you know what I mean. So I had to, you know, I felt like I had to, you know, actually do something to
like
write that.
I got you. Like, you had to take action, and you had to
Yeah.
do something to try to, you know,
bring some balance to things.
Exactly,
like, you know
to
what I mean?
offset what transpired, right?
Yeah,
and,
you know what I
and
mean?
that's bro. That's commendable. You know,
Appreciate it.
and you were there for how long? 13 years.
13 years and 7 months.
13 years and 7 months.
months. Yeah.
During that time, how do you feel that you've grown?
Praise the Creator. I mean, I just feel like I know I've grown older. You know what I mean?
Well, you got older, but I mean, as far as maturity, you know, and seeing things differently,
Yeah.
right? You see things much differently than before you went in,
Yeah.
because you come out changed, or we hope that that's what people, you know, that's what people experience, some sort of transformation.
Yeah.
What was that for you? Like, what did you discover about yourself while you were away?
I discovered that solitude sometimes can be, you know, everything. You know what I mean? Like, because when you're able to sit down for a minute, You know what I mean? You're really able to gain some perspective, like for real. Like sometimes, and I'm probably, that's why I praise the Creator, because it's like, I've never been the type to be confined. Like, you know what I mean? I always had to go. You know what I mean? So like for me to be able to have to really sit down, like I don't know if it would have been no other kind of situation that I would have did that. You know what I mean? Been in a room, you know what I mean, by myself, locked in, or just not wanting to go anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's just that being in that situation forced me to just kind of look around, you know what I mean, and see what else, what else I have, that I need to be doing with myself, you know what I mean? Like sometimes like you want to do certain things and then they don't work out, and then you're like, damn, but you're not really doing what you're supposed to be doing. Really think about it, like, yo,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, for example, like a lot of times when I used to make, phone calls, I'm trying to call this one, call that one, call this one. And I'm like, damn, why nobody picking up the phone, or why nobody? And then I'm thinking about it, like, shouldn't you be doing the homework that you gotta do? Like, why are you on the phone? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like you kind of really realize that sometimes, like, you gotta really be aware of what you're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10,
holding yourself accountable.
Yeah. And 9 times out of 10, you'll be on the right trajectory when you're actually doing what you're supposed to be doing. So that's a big thing that jail taught me. You know
okay.
What I mean?
The solitude sometimes helps.
Yeah, like to organize your thoughts and stuff.
That is correct.
And then realize what's going on.
And then understand, first you have a reflection on what you lost, then have a reflection on where you need to go.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
For sure, that part is always.
Because life is 100 miles an hour, so sometimes you can't do it out here. Sometimes you need, God steps in. Yeah. God says, you need to slow down.
Yeah, definitely.
And this is what you should do. And then he speaks to you.
Exactly.
So that's a little.
And you can see it sometimes. You know what I mean? When you're by yourself, you can see like. Word, and then you see how things work out, and you're like, yeah, and then then you could just follow suit from there.
That's true. So you have some new material.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got some new material, kid.
Proud.
Yeah. Bunch of new material out there. You know what I'm saying? We just dropped a single yesterday, actually, called
What's the name of the song?
It's called Highly Motivated.
Highly Motivated by G-Dep.
Talk about it.
Talking about, so you could check that. We've been putting out music, fairly consistently since I came on.
So tell me, so wait a minute though. So tell me, you said you had 3 albums worth of material.
Right.
Right. So listen, y'all. I'm gonna talk to my audience right quick. This is my man G-Dep, formerly of Bad Boy Records. You know the history. You know Special Delivery. You know it's Harlem, USA. You know what it is, right? He got 3 albums of material, and I'm quite sure that there's fire on each track. When he talks to you right now about where to pick it up, you go get that. You go download it. You go fill this man's pocket. You know why? Because you've been doing the Harlem Shake to his joint for years, home slice. So get it. Don't play no games with it. You know what I mean? Yo, so G, man, you please tell them right now in this camera right here where they can download your music. Talk to them about where they can find you on social media. Okay. Talk to them, more importantly, about what's coming up for you. You understand? Okay. And listen to me, if there's anything, this show, and more importantly, I don't even want to put it out like that because I'm going to do whatever I can to help you do whatever. You know what I mean? I'm going to holler at June. June, I'm going to holler at you, son. You know what I mean? I'm going to holler at you because G is my dude right now. So so let them know. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let them know where you at, man.
Yeah, I mean, right now we got the joint coming out, right? This is what we doing, right? We got lessons. Get
into
it. We got lessons never losses. Right now, it's not completely out yet. So for now, you could check us. You could go up on all these social media music platforms. Highly Motivated, Showtime. You know what I mean. You could hit DigiWax. You know what I'm saying? And check out the the Look What You Made Me Do. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to CL and everybody, the Lean Brothers. We got the Lessons Never Lost is first. It's coming out next month, January.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
January.
right, the new year, baby.
Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? New year treat. You know what I'm saying? We gonna drop that. Lessons Never Losses, produced by, you know, we got some surprises on there. Shout out to the Lean Brothers, COD. You know what I'm saying? Cover One and the whole squad up there in the Bronx. We dropping that. You know what I'm saying? Then right after that, we got you know, a joint called Off the Count. You know what I'm saying, for y'all, and that's the album that chronicles the whole, you know, incarceration all the way to when I came home, man. So remember, Lessons Never Losses, Off the Count. Be aware of these things. If you real forgetful, check us out on Instagram at GDEP Official. Check us out on YouTube at GDEP Official. TikTok
Let
at
them know,
GDEP
son.
Official.
Let them know, son.
You know what I'm saying?
Let them know where you at, B.
Facebook at Travell Coleman, GDEP. Travell GDEP Coleman. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? You know what's going on at all times.
That's right.
You don't have to remember nothing. Just check for us, and we gonna tell y'all. We just gonna, you know what I'm saying, let y'all know when it's coming through. And you know what I'm saying? But right now, you could go on any of the platforms and get that highly motivated. Check that out. Like, comment, share, and all of that.
Subscribe.
Good stuff.
That's right.
And subscribe.
Because
And
my
all
man
that.
G Depp is in the building. He's told you what it is right now. So go check him out, baby.
Man.
That's what it is. Yo, this is T Money Podcast joint.
Facts.
G Depp special delivery. Okay,
You know what it is, man.
Stacks Cadero.
You know.
She's always official.
Let's get it.
You know what I mean?
Ow.
Talk about it.
Solid gold, baby. Good to see you there. You know what I mean?
Thank you, man. Thanks for having
My
me.
dude,
already
man. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, bro.
We gonna go back like camel humps and suede fronts, baby. You know
Talk
what I mean?
about it.
Like
Hell
Swedish
yeah.
Snitch. You know what I
Hell
mean?
yeah, talk about it. That's right.
All right, no doubt, baby.
Whoa.
Peace, two fingers. It's the T Money Podcast joint once again, and we out. Money Podcast.